Alrighty. Hello, everyone. How we doing? Good to see you guys here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good Friday. We're just gonna wait for some more people to trickle in, and then we can get started with everything. So please make sure to stay for the whole video, because this is definitely going to be, well, the whole webinar. This is definitely going to be a very good one, as all are. So I'm just gonna give everybody around gonna give it probably like 2 more minutes. Wait for everybody, so that way nobody misses anything. Let me open the chat here. Hey, Michael. Hey, AJ, Andy, Chris, Richard, Debbie, Justin, Juan. Thank you so much for joining, honestly. Nice. Hey, Reggie. Hope we're all doing good today. It's good to see a lot of you are. Guys, this is going to be like a very different type of, I wouldn't say build. Obviously, I'm going more towards the simplistic side on this time, but I've noticed, and I've gotten a lot of requests, that the builds that I make are good. However, I want to make sure that you guys also understand how you can build it step by step, like everything. We're talking about like all of it, right? Obviously, using a template from from the ones that I've created for Synthflow, but I still believe that it is very important for you guys to understand. What's up, Ali and Denise and Henry? I still believe that it's very important for you guys to understand how things are built out from scratch, right? So I'm guessing this is going to be something very valuable for you guys. And I am super excited to show you guys how I personally build them out using Synthflow as well as Go High Level. So with that being said, I think we do have a good amount of us already here. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. And guys, keep in mind, we're going to start from literally zero. Like, the only thing we'll have is the template, which is literally accessible for you guys already. So, yes, there are resources, Andy. I waited for everybody to go in here so that way I can give it to everyone. Hey, Lewis. Hey, Frank. Hey, Scott. I am going to share them right now. It's the usual Google Doc, as you guys already know. There it is. That's a Google Doc. Please make sure to go in there so that way you guys have access to it. Let me see if, okay, so access is restricted. Let me go ahead and add access viewer. There we go. Yeah. What we'll be able to, honestly, guys, at the end of this, I'll do this, right? Even because today we're going to be building like a restaurant type, like restaurant concierge is what it's called, basically. I'll do this. As soon as I finish the build, I will make it free for you guys to just grab it inside of the community, right? That I have called the AI Agency Vault. So I'll make it free, grabbable for everybody. But keep in mind, it's going to be a build that is not super complicated. However, it goes over like the normal use cases of what we're going to be doing. Okay, so all in all, let's get started. I'm going to start sharing my screen. And for those of you who joined a little bit later, essentially what I'm going to be doing is building the entire workflow out from scratch. Like, I have not done this for other webinars. And then after this, I'm going to go eat because I'm starving and I have not eaten breakfast. So let's get to it. Hopefully you guys can see my screen with everything. Simple things, right? We're going to be using Synthflow and Go High Level. That's literally it. All right. Synthflow and Go High Level. So first things first, let's hop into Synthflow. Now, literally the first thing that you guys are going to do, and I'm even going to disconnect this. I'm going to make a completely new one so you guys can track this like step by step. All right. So first things first, I'm going to go over to the Create Assistance tab, and I'm going to browse from templates. In the templates that I've made with Synthflow, you can see there's a restaurant concierge. Let me see where I can find her right here. So I'm going to go ahead and press the create button. And keep in mind, it has the best prompting capabilities. Like everything that's like working prompting wise. Obviously, we'll probably need to make like extra fixes here and there throughout this call, but everything is on here, like all of it. Let's go over the actions because I know there are some actions that are still not working, which we're currently fixing. So I would delete these. Here we go. And guys, there will be mistakes inside of this this webinar, and that's completely normal. Just follow along, and I'm sure you guys will learn a lot. So first things first, what I do, let's just name this assistant, right? Restaurant concierge, but that's a boring name. Let's just name her Jessica. Okay. Well, actually, let's name her Jessica Restaurant Concierge, and that's it. Jessica Restaurant Concierge. Go high level is required, Lewis, because we're going to be making the workflow through there. Okay, so, all right. I think that's literally it. I'm just going to put my time zone on here. I'm going to put Eastern time zone on there, and that's literally it for this. So next, we're going to go into the voices. I'm just going to choose like a voice that I currently like a lot. I used Bria Young and Soft, but another one that is really good and a lot of people are not using is Jessica. So the shared screen seems blurry. Is anyone else experiencing this? Let me know if anyone else is experiencing this, so that way I can see what I can do about it. But let's go over here. Jessica. Enter that. And then this one I believe is good. I know you guys probably can't hear this. This is the one. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna name, honestly, to make it easier, I'm just gonna name her Jessica. So instead of Laura, we're gonna do Jessica. Laura. And everything that you guys see within brackets, I've made it so that way you know what to change inside of the prompt. That's pretty much it for me. Okay, so it looks blurry. Screen is blurry. Just in case, I'm going to stop sharing the screen and reshare it again. See if that helps. But if that doesn't help, it's literally nothing else I can do on my end. Okay. Let me know if that helps. All right, so I'm going to change everything within the brackets. Nice, it's fine now. Perfect. Everything within the brackets, so I'm making sure that Laura is now named Jessica and so on and so forth. Super simple to do. As you can see, it's only those two. And then we can come up with a restaurant name. Can you guys give me a random restaurant name? Because I want to make this interactive. Give me a random restaurant name, and I'll include my favorite from the chat on here. All right. So while you guys do that, I'm going to be going over your goal for the call. So the main objective of this assistant is to assist callers in making reservations, confirm and gather any necessary details for their booking, and provide an exceptional customer experience by ensuring the restaurant process is simple and efficient. All right, super simple. Basically, interns, all that's happening is Jessica's booking them into a reservation. That's literally it. Okay. Let's do let's do fish bones. I like that. All right. Those are some good names, though. I would have gone with Shiza as well. All right, fish bones it is. Let's see. So it was named gourmet table before. Let's change gourmet table to the one we just mentioned. Fish and bones. Here we go. And usually, guys, what I do to make this like a lot easier is I just go over here, and in order for me, instead of going like all the way over and changing them each and every time like that, I just go and let me grab it again. I believe it was gourmet table. I just go here. I'm sure you guys use this a lot. So fish bones and then replace all. And that's it. And it replaces all of them within this tab. So then I could just go into this one, get the whole thing, and now it's all done. So obviously, we're going to change a couple more things in here. So first things first, more than likely the company information, I'll just keep it as is just because it's all really going to be hypothetical anyway. So we'll keep it like this. 123 Culinary Lane, Austin, Texas is the company address, and so on and so forth. That should be good. So the restaurant location, Fish Bones, is located at 123 Colleen Lane, blah, blah, blah. I mean, really, it's already a made template, and we're mostly going to be going over the automation. So if anything goes wrong in like the template side of things, we'll just go back in there and we'll fix it together. All right, so first things first, we get this one. This one should be done. All we fixed was the name as well as the name of, well, both the names basically. That's it. Copy and paste. We're good. Prompt is officially done. That's literally it. That's how easy as we made it for you guys. From there on out, we already have the voice. So what we're going to do, and what I typically do is I literally go in here and I test what it sounds like. All right. So the best way to go about it is literally calling the phone number and seeing how the voice sounds like. All right. So you can do it through here and listen, but in reality, the best way to go about it is to just call it, see what it goes. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do, I don't think I have a deployment number available. So let me make another deployment number available, and I will add it onto that one. So inbound right here. I'm going to detach this phone number. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to retouch the phone number that we're going to be using. Now, basically all I did, guys, was I plugged in a phone number. That's all it is. So that the assistant, I can call it using this phone number, all right? So the number is 321-730-3278. Let me know if you guys can hear it or not.
Hi, thanks for calling Fishbones. This is Jessica. How can I assist you with your reservation today?
Hey, Jessica, I wanted to book for a table of 2.
Great. What day and time were you thinking of dining with us?
I was thinking today at 8 p.m.
Let me check that for you. Yes, we have availability today at 8 p.m. Would you prefer a table on our lovely outdoor patio or inside our cozy dining room? The weather is beautiful today.
It does look nice out. Yeah, let's do it outside then.
Perfect choice. How about any special requests or dietary preferences we should know about to make your experience great?
Yeah, I'm allergic to shrimp.
Got it. We'll make sure to note that you're allergic to shrimp. Could I grab the best phone number to reach you at in case we need to follow up?
Yes. So it's 787-691-2202.
Just to confirm, I have your phone number as 787-691-2202. Does that look right?
That looks perfect to me.
Awesome. And may I have your name for the reservation, please?
Yeah, it's Fish and Bones.
Thank you, Fish and Bones. I have your reservation set for today at 8 p.m. for 2 guests on our outdoor patio. You'll receive a confirmation text shortly. Does that all sound good to you?
That sounds perfect. Let's do it.
Great. Your reservation is all set. We're excited to welcome you. If you need to make any changes, feel free to give us a call. Have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you. Bye. Well, the call couldn't have gone any more perfect. So I think should be good. Yes, she can possibly check the. I mean, she can check the weather using API. It's not fully integrated, but as you can see, she did check the weather. It is really sunny out, so yeah, that should be good. And then of course, we had a very good voice. I love Jessica's voice, so I think we should be good on that. I'd say if we get a thumbs up in the chat saying that it is good, perfect. Then I think we're good. We're good. Let me answer some questions. Does booking a table at a restaurant plug into any APIs? Or what do you use as a booking engine? Yeah, I mean, in reality, I'm just going to be booking the meeting into Go High Level, but you can include this with like APIs into whatever systems, maybe POS systems, however it is. All right. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Lewis. It knew the weather because it checked the weather, like literally. GPT can do that. So perfect. All right. So it looks like we're getting some thumbs up for this. So I think we're good. Moving on to the next step then. That's as easy as it was to set up that assistant. As you guys may know, there's a bunch of templates that I've made for you guys. So, all right, call configuration. These are the settings that I want you guys to use, depending really on what it is. But reality, there we go. I'm going to add it for like 3 seconds, right? 3-second ring duration. That's kind of like the typical amount that allows for the restaurant to sound more human-like, but still be very responsive for the customer. So around 3 to 4 seconds around there. The max idle duration, I know people sometimes need to check their phones and stuff like that. So we'll add it onto 20 seconds. And then idle reminders, we'll keep that at 8 seconds. I think that should be good because usually a restaurant is busy. And now the limit call duration, we don't want people wasting our time. Really, this is going to be just a restaurant booking. So it's not going to take more than 6 or 7 minutes to book a meeting or a reservation, better said. And then, yeah, I think this should be good. All right. So enable recordings, all that good stuff. That's already in here. Questions. Okay. I'll answer these questions in a second. So now let's go over the during the call type of actions. All right. So first things first, we're going to have to create a real-time booking calendar, which means on your Go High Level account, which says Visionaire, but really it's just Go High Level. Visionaire is just my agency. You're going to go over to calendars, right? And in calendars, you're going to create a calendar. You could do it whichever type of calendar you really want to do. But in reality, this is just, we could just do it as like a personal booking for an in-person location. So we're going to do restaurant calendar. And then we just add myself. That's fine. Type in anything here. This doesn't matter except for this. And then confirm this. We got the calendar done now. And then, of course, if you're really doing it for a restaurant, you are going to want to use an in-person location, which you could do right here. Full address. You add the location on there. Okay? So you save that. Donezo. We should be good to go. Obviously, add the availabilities, all that stuff, but in reality, this is just like something that you'll customize yourself. Now, this should literally pop up on here. Like, that's just how it is. You integrate your Go High Level account on here. You add that creation right here. And as you can see, there we go. Restaurant calendar. As simple as that. We have it on there. We press next. And then from here on out, this will pop up. A lot of users, and this is going to solve a lot of issues, but a lot of users are asking me, how do you add a person's name onto a calendar? This took a while for me to solve, but all it really is that you're not really getting the variable from Synthflow. You're using the variables from Go High Level. So if you want to add a person's name, what you're going to do is reservation for contact dot name that is how Go High Level has their variables. Okay, contact.name is how Go High Level has it, and then we're gonna do U.S. Eastern, and then whatever offers. The only thing is that, of course, usually the person will go in and ask what time slot is available for them or what appointment slot they want to book in. So in reality, we'll just give them these, and then our slots will make it like that. Between 1 hour slots, that should be good. And days will offer 1 day, which should be 2 day, really. And then appointment slots per day will make it 3 slots. Usually, this is how it goes for restaurants. Sorry, I have hiccups. Okay. And yes, this will avoid overbooking. So it's not going to book and the times that basically overbooking will be managed within the calendar settings that I showed you guys just there. You will be able to have specific time slots that you can block out or anything like that, which can be seen in this calendar tab right here. Holy crap, that is a lot of meetings. On automation right here. Okay, perfect. So we have that on there. Now we have the real-time booking for it. We're all done with that. Now, just in case, right, anything goes wrong with the voice AI assistant, we wanted to go ahead and send to the actual person inside of the restaurant, right, that's actually taking the orders. So the receptionist, the actual receptionist, will be on there. And in order for that to happen, we can do this with this action, right, a call transfer action, just in case anything goes wrong with the voice AI and they want to talk to a human. Speak to another representative. Transfer the call when the user wants to speak to another representative for the restaurant. Dunzo, we have that. And then save it. Now, these are the actions for the call itself, right? So we're going to do a couple of them. We're going to do I'll use the ones that I already have. Hold on. So that way we don't take too much time here. So we have appointment booked here, as you can see. This gathers if they booked an appointment. And then we have the first name. And then we have the last name, if necessary. And then, of course, we have phone number. Do I not have one for phone number? Well, let's make one right now. Oh, wait, they're calling from their phone number. Or we could use the preferred phone number. It really depends. So we'll use the preferred phone number. So open to question right here. We're going to do phone number. What is the user's preferred phone number? Guys, don't add examples onto the open questions or onto any info extractors unless it's a single choice question or info extractor. The reason for this is because you basically you might confuse the voice AI. Sometimes if it doesn't have a variable for it, it uses one of the example ones. So for now, right, until it's fixed, don't add examples. It's still going to understand what it's looking for. All right. So guys, that's literally it. So we have appointment booked. We have first name, last name, phone number. And that's all we need, really. If there's anything else that I'm missing, please let me know in the chat. And then that's it. Okay. So from there on out, we have created the assistant. That's literally it. You guys saw that it worked. We have the voice for it. We have the phone number connected onto it. We have the actions. We have the booking. We have the call transferring. Everything you need is already done. That's literally it. So it doesn't have to only be used with Go High Level. This can be used with, honestly, just Synthflow itself as well. But in order for us to make the booking, I think it's better to have a third-party platform that does make the booking. So we make the booking into a third-party platform, which is usually going to be the case. So you might as well get used to doing that. Right. Now, guys, as I told you, there's literally nothing that I've done in terms of workflows. I've only made this right here. So every workflow is empty. What are we going to do, right? Why does this actually have something in it? Hold on. I'm going to delete all actions from here. 1 sec. Starting from scratch. I said it. We're doing it. And this one. Hold on. I'm just going to copy this. Delete the workflow. Create a new one. Because as I said, I want it to be straight off the bat. Fresh. There we go. Okay. First things first, guys. What we're going to be doing is adding an inbound webhook. Okay. So this inbound webhook right here, as you can see, this is what's going to be connected onto here. So the reason we made all the actions before is so it uses and we only have to map it out once. All right. So we grab that, we initialize the inbound webhook. And as you can see, it's going to populate. There we go. Now we have everything on there, transfer call, and as well as all the info extractors that we may need. So we save the call, and now we create a contact from that call. There's two things. There's a couple things that we actually need to do here. So the phone number of the lead gets added, which you can add right here in lead phone number. And then that's pretty much all you're going to be adding onto there. Then from here on out, we're going to find a contact, which we're going to put above create a contact. So in this find a contact field, we're only going to be using the contact's phone number as well to see if we've even talked to this guy before. You know what I mean? So save that. We're just adding a phone number to both of them. Now we're going to add an update contact field, as you can see right here. And this update contact field is going to update literally the first name, the last name, the phone number, the preferred phone number, and that's it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do the first name, which we'll find, as you can see right here in the info extractors. Honestly, how I like to do it is I just go here. First name. And where is it? I don't think it's in here. Hold on. First name here. Return value. First name. Okay. And then we do last name. Just go right here. Info extractors. Last name, here it is. And then we do phone number because we're going to be using their preferred phone number. I hope it adds it with a country code. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the contact's phone number, and that's it for the sake of the video. So contact phone, raw. We'll honestly leave it as is. We don't need to add that. So this should literally be it. We're updating the first and last name of the user. And then, of course, we're adding the appointment time, which should already be added onto the user. So I think that should be good as well. So we'll leave it as is. Save action. We save that. Now, whenever somebody calls in, we can identify whether they were a new contact, whether they were already an existing contact. And if any of those two happen, we still update the contact field. All right. So it's an inbound call. We don't need to understand. We don't need to check if the call failed, if they didn't answer, or so on and so forth. But we do need to check if they were inactive throughout the call. How do we do that? So we're going to go here. We're going to create an if else. And this if else is going to check if they were inactive or not. So user was active. And how do we do this? We're going to go over to inbound webhook trigger. We're going to go over to the call section, and we're going to go to call duration. So equal to or greater than. So if the call lasted more than 20 seconds, obviously it was an active caller. If the call lasted less than 20 seconds, that means it was pretty much just a spam call at that point. All right. So we're not going to do anything with spam calls. So we're going to do user was inactive. Here we go. Save that action. Now we're identifying whether they talked throughout the call or they didn't. Then we're going to create. I don't think we need a note in reality because pretty much the restaurant industry is like fast paced. So we don't need a note on here, in my opinion. So what we're going to be doing instead is we're just going to be identifying whether they booked in a meeting or not. That's literally as simple as it is. So booked a reservation and didn't book a reservation. That's literally all it is. So we're going to go here, executed actions once again. We're going to do booked, appointment booked, and then is true. That means obviously this is basically gathering it from the info, the action that we created right here. As you can see, appointment booked. It's a yes or no question, which means that Synthflow identifies yes or no questions as true or false, not just yes or no. So this is true. If they booked in, perfect, true. Now I'm going to stop here real quick and ask you guys any questions that you may have. So I'm going to see the questions that we currently have in the chat and then go, oh, I don't like that loop. Hold on. I wish I could just grab the chat itself, like a pop-up or something, but that's not possible. All right, whatever. You guys are gonna have to deal with the loop. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. If my AI will speak Spanish, do I have to do all prompt in Spanish? It's preferred that you do all the prompt in Spanish. Yes, but you can do it in English and convert it to Spanish. However, if you make a prompt in English and in quotations, like whatever you tell the voice AI to say is in Spanish, that also works. So Lewis is also correct. Can we connect it to a camera using API to check the number of customers in a specific area of a restaurant? That would be insane. But if you can make that into a numerical value, yes, you can. Let's see what Lewis said. It depends, really, though. But if you get really into the nitty gritty of it, all it takes is really an API function that gathers like the information of that camera itself, and then sends it over to the AI. So it's possible, but difficult. Can Jessica switch languages during the call? A person who prefers to speak French calls. Not at this moment, not entirely. Yeah, literally, Lewis said it. But we will have this in the future for Synthflow. I'm gonna make sure it happens. Which is honestly, guys, the reason I created this community right here, which I'll tell you guys right now. This community is to identify any reported issues from Synthflow. So if you go right here, you can report all of the Synthflow issues that are going on, and I will personally go and make this a high priority ticket, depending on the priority, of course, for Synthflow to see and fix within a week. Okay, depending on the difficulty, of course. But please join so that way I'm able to do this for Synthflow. That's the main reason we have this community. And of course, I give you guys a ton of feedback of how to use voice AIs. So in here, I'm going to add the link to it in the chat so you guys have it. I'm going to go back to the questions. Does booking a table at a restaurant plugin require API? I think I already answered that. Okay. What if my restaurant's POS system isn't compatible? If it has an open API, it's compatible. Like, you can use custom actions with Synthflow to make it possible. So it would be compatible. Can be in English or have to be in English. It can be in any language that you want that Synthflow currently has. Are there actions that can be triggered from the conversation? Send a link for ordering, link catering link, API booking link. Are there actions that can be triggered from the conversation? Yes. Yes. There can be actions that trigger. And I appreciate the help, Lewis, for all these questions as well. I'm going to finish all these later on because I want to keep going with the build itself. But let's proceed. So right here, we left off if they booked a reservation or if they didn't. All right. So save that action right there. I am going to name this though. Didn't book reservation. And that's literally it. Okay. I also believe a good one. Well, I think it's fine. Okay. So from here on out, what are we going to do, right? We need to identify it within a CRM, what's happening throughout these calls, right? So you're going to go over here and go high level to opportunities, and you're going to create a new pipeline. So this pipeline is going to be called restaurant reservation CRM. All right. So we're going to do user or customer. Actually, booked meeting. That's it. Book reservation. Didn't book reservation. That's literally it. So we have that on there. And if we go to that tab on there, right here, that's literally all we're going to be seeing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and refresh this right here. And we're going to make sure that that goes into play. All right, so on here, we have booked reservation. So what's going to happen, right? We're going to create an opportunity list inside of there. We're going to go over to restaurant reservation CRM, which is in pipeline. And now the stage is going to be in booked. And now this is going to be the context name for the opportunity name. The opportunity source is going to be inbound AI call. And then the lead value, that doesn't really matter. We're going to leave them as open. And then we're going to allow allow the opportunity to move to previous stages in the pipeline. It really depends. This one really depends, though, because you could allow duplicate opportunities knowing that one person can call multiple times. But in reality, the reason we have it on this one is because one person doesn't need to be put multiple times inside of an opportunity. Okay? So we'll just leave it like that and have it transfer that person over and over to the most recent venture. Okay? So we'll leave that on there. And now we're going to be copying this onto this one and just changing the didn't book reservation. That's literally it. Okay? So we're not necessarily doing anything for the user was inactive unless you really want to. And the only thing we're really adding to this is booked a reservation, didn't book a reservation. As I told you guys, we're only making a very simple one because I want you guys to progress the simple stages with me. So that means the next webinar might be a little bit more difficult. The next one might be a little more difficult than the last, so on and so forth. But hopefully, if you guys could give me a thumbs up in the chat, just letting me know that you guys are following, that would be perfect because I do want you guys to understand every step of the way. If there's any doubts, I'd want to clear them out. Okay? So we're going to publish this right here. And I think that should be good for that. Now, what will happen if they did book a reservation? That's what we're going to solve now. All right. So we're going to go into this module right here, which is called Visit Schedule Confirmation, which I do need to change the name. Reservation Confirmation. That rhymes. Now, what we're going to be doing is adding a trigger that identifies what state, well, if they even booked an appointment, right? So we're going to go over here, customer booked appointment. We're going to go over to the in calendar and we're going to select the calendar that we created, right? We save that up. That's literally it. From here on out, you don't even need to find the customer or anything like that. What you can do is whatever you want it to happen whenever they book the reservation. As you guys already know, typically you receive a text message letting you know when your reservation or your table is ready. Okay? You can do it this way, but in reality, what we're going to be doing at the moment, because I'm sure people will have POS systems and all that stuff. What we're going to be doing at the moment is sending the user a confirmation, letting them know that they booked the meeting, right? So, no, the reservation. So we're going to send them an SMS, as you can see right here. And then we're going to create a template, and we're going to name it really everything, anything from there. So booked reservation for, let's do start date and time right there. For contact name at start date and time. Thank you for booking a reservation for start date and time, and then added an exclamation mark on there. We're looking forward to your visit. Now, the only thing that might not go as planned, well, I'll show you guys. But the only thing might not go as planned is that I personally, in this account, I don't have A to P verified, so the text message won't send out to me. But I'll show you guys where it will fail, we'll send out essentially. But we'll get to that when we get there. Save the action, and then from here on out, we will have. I think that's it, right? We could send an email, we could send an SMS confirmation, anything you really wanted to do, guys. Get fancy with it, really. Like if you want to make another call now, like let's say for example, you want to make another call telling them that their appointment is ready, like their reservation is the table is already ready. You could even do that, right? Just get fancy with it. Use your brain of like be creative is kind of what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to do the email right here because obviously the lack of time and I want to answer everybody's question, but we'll leave it as this. That's all it is. We're sending an SMS and that's literally it. You can even add like wait times after this that will then check if the contact replied to that SMS, right? So on and so forth. And now, yep, there you go. If the contact replied, we'll be able to notify, and then you could even do something depending on what their reply is right here, like contact replied. And then we can include their intent type, if it was positive, if it was negative. You can do anything that you really want with this, and I'm going to leave it up to you guys to get creative. I'm just giving you guys the guidance of how to do it. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get one of you guys on stage here so we can make a phone call. All right. And this phone call will pretty much go over what we just built out. But guys, I think we're basically done. We've made everything possible for what this build is going to be going over. And I'd love for a volunteer. So if anybody wants to raise their hands right now, I can get you guys on stage so that way we could do this test call. And then, yeah, so please raise your hands when you can. And of course, I'll answer some questions right now in the meantime. All right, so it seems like people are understanding, which is really good. Okay. Okay, so it seems like Brian and Ali Razor. Okay, so eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Okay. Ali, I'm gonna have you on because I know we've had Brian on before. Sorry, Brian. I'm gonna have you on, Ali, as a co-host so we can test out the assistant. Ali, what's up, man? Can you hear me? I think you're muted.
Yo,
Yo,
what's
yo. What's up, Ali? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Awesome. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So basically, what we're gonna be doing, bro, is we're gonna be testing out the voice AI assistant and seeing what happens after you call the official line. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bet. Perfect. I'm gonna give you a phone number to call. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna put in right here. So just call this phone number right here. Let me know if you want me to announce it.
Let me see. Oh no, I can. I got you.
Okay.
Sorry, bro. I left for a second. I just got back. There's something specific you want me to tell it or anything?
Nothing specific. Just make a reservation for 2 people. That's it. And hold it up to the mic so we can all hear.
Okay. Hi. The book reservation for 2 people, please.
Great. What day of the week do you have signing?
Tomorrow, sometime in the evening, like 8 p.m.
Let me check the availability tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Unfortunately, we don't have availability at 8 p.m. tomorrow. How about Monday, January 13th? We have slots open at 11 a.m., 12 p.m., and 1 p.m. Would any of those work for you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Which time would you prefer on Monday? 11 a.m., 12 p.m., or 1 p.m.?
Let's do it.
Awesome. I'll book your reservation for 2 people on Monday, January 13th at 1 p.m. Could I grab the phone number to reach you at in case you follow up?
Yes. 51322
Just to confirm, you have your phone number at 951334000. Does that look right?
Yes.
Great. And what name is the reservation owner?
You could put it on Lee.
Thank you, Ellen. I have your reservation set on Monday, January 13th at 1 p.m. You'll receive a confirmation text shortly. Is that all sound good?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Your reservation is all set. We're excited to welcome you. If you need to make changes, feel free to give us a call. Have a wonderful day. See you soon at
Thank you. Sorry, I just looking at the call, like I have a echo.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it should be fine. How did the call go? What did you think about it? And then, of course, I'm going to go over a little bit of the automation right now.
I went to Synthflow was fine. Did it say they didn't have any availability tomorrow because that's where the calendar is?
Yeah, no. So the appointment slots have not been set at all. Like the availability of the calendar has not been set at all.
Yeah. I mean, smooth. Sounds like all the other appointment bookings have actually set up for me, and they all sound good.
Nice. Perfect. All right. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right. Talk soon, man. Okay. So essentially what we're going to be doing now is we're going to check how, what happened right throughout the call. So as you can see, it booked him in. I have not done anything. I haven't touched my screen at all. It booked the reservation in right here, and it has all the information that we need on there. So if I go to his contact information, you can see his phone number, his email, all that good stuff is on there. And then he's in the correct pipeline with the correct stage, all from one singular call. Not only that, but as soon as he booked the reservation, if I go over to reservation confirmation. Oh, I checked the wrong one. So I also should have sent him an SMS, but I believe it's because of the phone number, which should be fine. Oh, I know why. Add to workflow. Yep. Reservation confirmation. There we go. Okay. And then that should be it. That should be basically it for the build itself. As I mentioned, it's going to be it's a very simple one, and it doesn't go like too complex into detail. But when you're actually building out this with a POS system, more than likely it's going to get a little more complex. You might need to include APIs that make the experience a little bit better for the user itself. And of course, the appointment booking itself will be changed more than likely. However, all in all, this is the build that I did want to show you guys. And I'm going to just go ahead and answer a couple of the questions that I saw in the chat, and then go from there. So using find contact followed by create contact, does this mean that if it doesn't find the contact, it will create it? I was thinking an if else statement might be needed based on the combo I had with Go High Level. There's no if else needed. If it finds a contact, it'll skip the create contact. That's the part that Go High Level does not tell you. And then vice versa. Hopefully that answers your question, Brian. You have a conversation, AI turned on Go High Level, when it automatically respond and turn in .SMS. Yes, that's correct. If you have 200 locations, how would Synthflow manage multiple locations on scale? So essentially, if you have 200 locations, you will more than likely, if you want to use the same phone number for locations, it would really depend. But I would recommend, since it's a restaurant, you use 200 assistants for the locations. Does that make sense? So if you need more explanation on that, please raise your hand and I could go ahead and explain a little bit more. When needing phone numbers to receive and or make calls, does these currently have to be a Twilio account number for it to work with Synthflow? More preferably, yes. But you don't need an account. But more than likely, you should get an account. Okay? I subscribe to the AI Just Evolve. The membership is pending. Yes, it's pending. I will make sure to do that all right now. Give me 1 second. Let me just add you guys all in. All right, I'll go from down up. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining. This is definitely going to be a good experience within the AI Agency Vault. So, and then I'm going to go over a little bit more around the questions. How do you check tables availability? Let's say you have 22-person tables and 24 people tables. Do you consider this in the flow? So that's a good question, Thomas. So as I mentioned, the flow is for simple, like beginner-based type of templates. So no, I don't go over it in this flow itself. However, it is definitely something that will need to be done whenever you're making the actual flow for the restaurant itself, right? But since we don't have a restaurant to test with here, as well as a POS system, it's kind of impossible for me to make that flow perfectly. Plus, a lot of the users might not understand. I know you guys are smart, but this is a new space. Voice AI is completely new. So a lot of the users may not understand the workflows and the automations that may go into it. Okay? So is there more tutorial videos in the school group? Yes, there is an entire free course on here, as you can see, that I've created myself, that you guys can go over. All of these are videos that go over everything: laying foundations, market mastery, launchpad, pretty much all of it. Okay, it goes through everything, and then from here on out, if you guys want to go over as well and try the AI Agency Vault Voice AI itself, I'm gonna leave this link in the chat. So you submit this form, and a voice AI calls you. I haven't worked on the voice AI for too long, so it might not be the best voice AI that calls you, but it's gonna try to book you into a meeting with me, as well. So, but please check that out so that way you can. Okay, perfect. Yep. Thanks, Debbie. So please check that out so that way you can get an understanding of it as well. So let me go over a little bit more of the questions. Do you check tables availability? Let's see. Yeah, I read that one. Have you put in this to production, or is this an idea no tested by client or users? Yeah, so in the restaurant space, we have put plenty of templates into production. But yeah, if you have more questions on that, please reach out to me. If I have 5 AIs, I need 5 different phone numbers on Twilio. Not necessarily, Denise. If you have 5 AIs, you will basically. It depends. If you have 5 inbound AIs, yes, you will need 5 different Twilio phone numbers. If you have 5 outbound AIs, you will only need 1. All right. So each location needs a separate number, separate hours, separate menu links. I am curious how to scale this within a restaurant chain. Yes. So scalability will definitely depend on the build out itself. If you have a solid build out that can integrate with multiple locations all at once with one assistant, I feel like that would be the best route to go about it. So if I personally, hypothetically, were to ever go into make a build like this for restaurants, I would make it so I make one build that is easily capable of integrating with multiple locations. So, for example, if I have one build that integrates with the via API, integrates as a variable for inside of the prompt that identifies a location that the user is calling from, and so on and so forth. And I'm able to make one assistance for like 200 locations. That would be the goal that I would go with, in my opinion, and that's worth so much. So yeah, feel free to take my ideas. The courses are private. No, so this course is not private. The free course right here is not private. That should be easily accessible for everybody. As you can see, it's open. Okay. Is the call forwarding only working with Twilio phone numbers? I would suggest that you just get a Twilio phone number at the end of the day, Michael, because there's going to be some geo permissions that you still need to change when it comes to that. So, for example, my phone number is from Puerto Rico, and I need to receive phone calls from my phone number. I would say definitely get a Twilio so that way you can modify pretty much what phone numbers what you can call. All in all, right? So geographical permissions are what you need to change. All right, so I'm gonna get one volunteer that raises their hand. I could see James raise their hand right there. I'm gonna get James on here so that way I can answer any questions, and then we only have 3 minutes left, so let's do this. James, I've invited you onto the stage, so whenever you get the chance, please hop on. Unless it was a misclick. Nope, not particularly. I wasn't referring to customers themselves. I was referring to you. So you could buy a Synthflow phone number, or you could get a. Oh wait, I see what you mean. Like customers, as in like the restaurants themselves. Yes. So call forwarding. If a restaurant has a phone number, no worries, James. If the company has, or the restaurant, right, has a phone number that they're currently using, you can just set up call forwarding with Twilio. That's all it is. I just misunderstood your question. Is all, Michael. Okay. So if there's anybody else that wants to jump on the stage right now, I would love to. I'd love to get that going, and then from there on out, we could call it a day, fellas. I tried forwarding a call to my phone number, and it failed, telling me I can only forward to a Twilio number. It depends on which one. I'm a bit confused on the question now. Michael, I thought you were referring to restaurants. Mm-mm. Hopefully, you guys did like the build itself, though. Obviously, there are more complex builds that I've made that I've showcased for you guys in the past. I just kind of wanted to get like a hands-on type of approach for you guys. So if you guys like these type of sessions, please let me know, and I'll note that down. If not, I can go back easily to what I was doing before, of course. But I feel like there needs to be a mix between both. Thank you, James. Thank you, Brian. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys that did join. Honestly, Synthflow is headed up, like in terms of quality for the year of 2025. We had an all hands meeting today, and to be fair, there's great things that are coming. I'm super excited to showcase it for you guys. There's going to be announcing it now, so you guys RSVP early. There's going to be a showcasing event next week on Thursday for Synthflow. Please join it. It is going to be insanely good. And it's going to be showcasing. I don't even know if I want to spoil it, but just know it's in regards to a version. Okay? So thank you guys so much. The meeting will be recorded. There is a recorded link, which I will add right now onto this. So all you guys need to do is go into the Google Doc right here that I shared with you guys. And then the meeting recording is going to be right here, as you can see for restaurants. Awesome. Cool. I think that should be it, fellas. I think that should be it. Let me know if there's anything else I'm missing, but I will share. Yes, I will share the workflow in the resources. Okay. Cool. If you guys have any doubts or any questions, reach out to me inside of the community. As I told you, once you're in there, there's so many people that are using voice AI in there. And the main purpose, as I mentioned, is I know the Synthflow support can be a little bit tough at times for now, but that's why I'm here to make it better for each and every single one of you guys. Join there. Tell me all of the bugs and issues that you guys are coming across. I'll make sure to let them know, right? So that way they don't miss out on anything. All right? Please join, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys. Talk soon. Peace.